Minesh, what was number 2? I have one.
I can.
Oh, I can.
I must, I can.
I will.
You forgot I will, I forgot I can.
That's one of the reasons to record it.
Together we couldn't help each other. Yeah.
Exactly. So I must, I can, I will are the 3 stages that are required, in my opinion, for you to focus on in order to get the goal that you really, really desire. Next, talk about the next phase about networking, because a lot of you are here for networking to understand what networking can do for you. Now, for most people, how networking looks like is going to a place, shaking hands, exchanging business cards, and scratching their head after they get back to their office or home. Like, what do I do next? Has anybody been that in the position? Okay. Now, before you leave, if you give me your business card, I'll start emailing you a networking clip on a weekly basis. Maybe none of you received that here. What we did was we took the entire book, Network Your Way to $100,000 and Beyond, converted it into video clips that you can watch. How many of you think if you had a 2 to 4 minute video clip that you could watch weekly, you would learn something because it's a short dose of information and it doesn't take too much of your time? A very pointed clip. So before you go, leave me your business card so I can make sure that I can send that information to you. What I want you to understand about networking is there are 3 keys in success in networking. Okay? So let's go over the 3 keys in networking. The first key, in my opinion, is belonging to a group or a network which has enough people. Now you have roughly about 20 plus people here in the room. For some of you that's enough, for some of you that may not be enough. It depends on what your goal in achieving through networking is. There have to be enough people in the network to give you business. If they're not, you can't get it. The second thing that you should be looking for is the quality of people in the network. What does quality look like? People who can influence your target market. Let's go back a little bit to say what your target market is. So let me give you a story about one of my clients. This client came to me and she said, Minesh, I have so many business cards from all these networking events that I've been to, I don't know how to get organized. Now, for those who are in the IT, you would have immediately gone and said, hey, maybe you need ACT, Goldmine, Outlook, etc. that can train you. My question was, where does most of your business come from? She said, Minesh, I'm in the moving business. Most of my business comes from real estate agents. I said, great. Why are you at every other event which does not have real estate agents? So if these business cards don't have real estate agents in them, throw them away. Now you might be like, that's sacrilegious. You don't throw away business cards. But she's not organized anyway. She's not going to be following up with those people. What use are those business cards? So what I did for her was to help her focus very, very strictly on going to everything that real estate agents had, creating events at her office and other locations like the Palace, where she could invite real estate agents, build a relationship with those people, have charity events together, and over a time period build a relationship with people in that business. So when people are moving, they inform them about her moving company. Do you see how the transition works there? Because in her opinion, going after the market in general is very expensive, especially when you take yellow pages into account. In fact, another client that I was working with, or I'm currently working with, he was spending $50,000 a year on yellow pages. Today he spends $500 a month. And he has more business compared to what he was getting from yellow pages, because there were strategies in place for that. So the first part is having enough people in your network. Most people don't have enough people in their network, because if you went home or went to your office and looked at the list of people you had, I guarantee you most of you don't. The second thing is you don't have enough people who can influence your target market. In Jana's case about the moving company, the real estate agents have the influencing power over the person who is moving. Would you agree with me on that? So you look at it from that perspective. And the third is your own skill in influencing those people. People come to me all the time saying, hey Minesh, I've been in a networking group for 6 months, a year, I didn't get any business, I didn't get any leads. Either they were not in the right network, or they don't have the skills to influence other people. What are some of the skills you need in order to help other people generate referrals for you? Let's give you some examples here. It's always going to be a win-win kind of relationship. If you don't bring enough to the table, why should somebody bring you any business at all? What value do you bring in other person's life or business that they would be keen to give you something in return, which is called referrals? How many of you do one-on-one meetings with each other? Some of you in this room here? If you have not done one-on-one meeting with each and every person in this room, you really haven't done what I would call the basic of networking. For example, do you think in a meeting like this, in a short format, I can get to know Shelley very well? No, not at all. I know she's bubbly, enthusiastic, a leader. But that's pretty much all I would know, maybe a couple of things about her profession. After that, I don't know. The same thing will apply about her to me as well, because she would be like, I don't know much more about Minesh. Now you and I need to know that when people do business, it's only with people they know, like, and trust. Do you think people will know, like, and trust you in a minute? No. People get to know you, like you, trust you over a time period. They get to see you in action. They get to see you doing certain things on a consistent basis where they can see, oh, you can be relied upon to provide certain quality of service to me or to the people I know. So you should grade yourself on those three things. You should ask yourself, okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, is my network big enough? On a scale of 1 to 10, is my network comprised of people who have actually influence in the target market? And the third part is, do these people have an understanding of who I am, what I can bring to the table? Am I educating them? Am I building relationship in a win-win situation so that they can look at it and say, yes, I would love to do business with this person? If you cannot grade yourself high, 7, 8, 9, 10 on those scales, don't expect results from networking. You need to have a strategy. Now tomorrow I'm doing a seminar along with Chuck Gifford and a few other people, which is called a Network-a-rama. We'll have hundreds of people there who are interested in learning more about growing their business. So we'll give them teaching on what to do, and we'll give them opportunity, which is speed networking, so they can network with each other right there and implement the ideas. Because learning and action, I think, are combined, people walk away with tangible results. Doing those things, I do seminars once a month in this area, typically in Troy, Madison Heights area, every month on a topic related to growing your business. Now the best part I like about being known as a business owner, being known as an expert, is that the more people trust you as an expert, the more likely they are to do business with you. One of the reasons I'm here today is because I'm a published author. How many of you in this room are a published author already? How many of you thought of being a published author? Well, here's a secret that I did. Here's a book called 30-Day Total Business Makeover. Okay? This book was put together with 30 plus people, each writing a chapter. And the chapters are ranging from what the CPA can do, an insurance agent can do, so on and so forth, to people who are, for example, a veterinarian wrote a nice chapter, a chiropractor wrote a nice chapter about their practice, but something which the reader can read, find out information which would be valuable for them. Now, writing a chapter and becoming an author is relatively an easy deal. How many of you would agree with that? Okay. Actually, I have another book project coming up called You Will Overcome, where we are combining stories of people who are successful, who have overcome obstacles, because right now more people need the inspirational story. Would you agree with me on that?
Yeah.
So if you could have, in that book we'll have 52 stories of overcoming obstacles, people who have made transition. Some people went through a divorce, some people may have gone through other circumstances, but that's one of the goals that we will be having. In my opinion, if you can piggyback on writing a book, please do it. If you are interested, before you leave, let me know, because I'm interested in finding out people who want to give their speeches, presentations centered around that story and provide that in the book. Because wouldn't it be easier if you went to a client or a prospect and said, hey, I'm actually a published author, and here is a story that will get you a little bit more idea about who I am, and let's connect more about it. It would be easier. Now, if I can put your picture on the cover, that makes it even more attractive, right? Exactly.